Alright, hello, and welcome to a live walkthrough of a raid. This is probably not going to be a no prep, just because I don't really have an overload in the rotation. It's not really meant to be like a guide, so to speak, as far as like I'm going to go through everything in my inventory. I mean, I can quickly. As far as this is, kind of just a basic setup for melee. Some people will bring tacits. Personally, I don't, because I don't really see a need for it. In a solo setup, you kind of want to optimize DPS for as well as the ability to carry, enough supplies, especially into Ulm. For my magic setup, I like this. Usually when I'm in Ulm, I'll take off my Serp, Defender, and Prims. But that's optional. You can, especially when you're learning, I wouldn't recommend taking off and dropping potions and doing all that stuff. I would recommend just working with what you got here. Scythe, T-bow, that's also optional. This can be replaced with this. This can be replaced with a Tentacle Whip. This could be replaced with a BGS, but I strongly recommend the Dragon Warhammer. T-bow could be an ACB, Dragon Hunter Crossbow, or even just a blowpipe. I would say a salve is mandatory for pretty much any scout. You're going to want mystics. They're pretty decent points. Really, Sanguinesti can be a regular trident. You don't have to have a Sanguinesti. It just kind of helps, especially if you're doing no preps or if you're in a tight situation at Ulm. You can get some HP with that. Sweets, I kind of just bring to restore run in between rooms, so I'm not like wasting my staminas that I mostly would use at Ulm. But once again, that's optional. You could just bring 3 staminas or whatever. I have an axe, but I don't have Mutadile in this rotation. So, I could put this away, but I don't really have an alt to do that. So, we're just going to send it. First room Shamans. You can bring like a Nezi helm and just pre-pot anti if you have a rotation like this. Boulder, that's always nice. I usually just bring the Serp because it's really nice for melee and makes it so you don't have to bring all that. Alright. So I'm going to drop my brew here. And we're off. Now this room's a little bit tricky. There are ways to get them stuck behind stuff, especially with a T-bow. And a lot of people would argue that a blowpipe's more effective, which I'm sure it is, but it's also trickier. When you're first learning Shamans, I recommend just point and shoot. If you've ever killed them before, it's pretty much the exact same. Just point and shoot. And we might be able to get this one to jump. You want to be like away from a wall to get him to jump. So he just jumped. So if I run to this corner here, he might get stuck. Nope. He might get stuck if I go here though. Yep, it looks like he's going to be stuck. So then you can just safe spot him from here. You can just safe spot him from here. Yep, so I don't need to be praying range right now, and you could even take off your Serp helm and stuff if you're like in a hurry or going for a record or anything. Your own personal record. I don't think people even scout Shamans in their world record attempts. I know there's one good rotation, it's like Mutadile, Shaman, Mystic or something, Crope, I'm not really sure. But yep, so that's Shamans. Definitely one of the easier rooms in raids. Go back and grab my brew that I dropped here. I don't remember what was next. Mystics. So this is where the salve comes in handy. Get a little bit of sweet action going on to get some run energy back. I'm going to actually drop both of those and take this off. Oh, fuck it. We'll just drop 3 of them. Quick prayer set up. And I'm pretty sure Blowpipe Dragon Darts is actually better versus Mystics in a solo, just because their magic level scales with, how many people are in the raid. And the T-bow is going to hit better based off how high their magic level is, so pretty sure Blowpipe's better. I like to just kind of, do hits in between. Tag one of them. If I didn't have my brews on the floor over here, I would try and just take them over to the safe spot, but This isn't a very high damage raid, so I should be fine. Looks like the T-Bow wants to hit today. This isn't, by the way, this is this is not meant to be some crazy efficient guide. This is just, I was bored and doing some solo raids and felt like maybe if anything someone could learn a little bit of something. I started doing solo raids like with no idea what to do. I think I was still like below 100 KC. I would suicide like 1.5 billion brews. Just be running around Ulm like a fucking madman for like my raid times were like very long. I don't know. I mean, I would say somewhere upwards of an hour just to do one solo raid, which by no means is that meant to be insulting. If when you start doing your first solo raids, it takes you an hour, it takes you an hour and a half. What matters is you're learning. And one of the hardest parts is not getting pissed off, because there's just so many little things that you have to learn that will just piss you off, and you'll swear you're doing it right, and this game just ain't cooperating. Look, and it's a Crope raid. This had an unknown puzzle, and it's rope. So with rope, a lot of times you'll see guys kind of do this thing where they'll tag one and then step out of its range of attack. Apparently that was not out of its range, so maybe right there. So, I mean, this just kind of makes it so it's one hit for one hit. You know, I don't really need to do this, but, I mean, might as well. Save a little bit of supplies. But that's one way you can do that. I usually, especially in like a raid like this, I'll just brute force it. I'm not really too concerned with saving supplies in this layout. Now with these tightrope guys, there's kind of two different things you can do. I like to get my quick purse set up for it. One thing that you'll see people do is they will tag it and then alternate the BCP in between their hits. Like so. But you can always come back behind this. As long as your auto retaliates off, you can always kind of tuck behind this. Like do a little bit of that action. Yeah, if your auto retaliates on, be careful shutting your prayer off when you come over here, because it will drag you right back out, and these guys can hit up to, I think it's 50 something. Yeah, it's 50 something off prayer. So, but then the other method is you can give them one blowpipe hit and T-bow them, and that kind of makes it like a 2 hits for 1 hit type deal, like so. But that's where the auto retaliate thing is kind of important. You don't want to get dragged out. I don't think I have Tecton, so I'm going to go ahead and spec these guys. Get a little bit of free HP. Oh, that didn't work. Ticky there. Probably going to have to do it again. That was sketchy. Well, anyways. We survived. So, yep, this is pretty self-explanatory. Cross the rope. 99 agility, by the way. Grab yourself a little bit of rock. And cross the rope again. How many did I drop? Did I drop 2? I did. Okay, so I think, is it Vasa next? Might be. Wait, no, it's going to be guards first, but that's fine. I always recommend keeping your HP low going into Vasa, because if you've ever done Vasa before, you'll know that it hits hard as shit off that first hit based off how high your HP is. I mean, like, literally. If you go in there at like 115 HP or whatever and bring like an Angler and Venge, you can get a Venge hit off on it that's like almost 100, which is pretty useful in like a speed run attempt, you know. Sorry if I mumble a little bit or get to just dragging on conversation. I'm literally just in my room doing some raids, fucking talking to myself. So, but yeah, this pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you want to have it on this smash option here. To save run, you can do it the way I'm doing it, which is, you know, you hit, step there, and then there. It just kind of saves you run rather than like how you'll see people start here and they'll just go back and forth. You'll use more run doing this than doing the stepping here. I think it has something to do with it's only 2 tiles for you to attack him, so that in the game isn't really registering you as running here and running back. But yeah, Crystal Pickaxe is OP for this, by the way. The higher the mining level, and the better the pickaxe is more useful than like having full bandos on and an Inferno cape. You know, I've seen Iron Men with 99 mining and a dragon pickaxe out DPS me, no problem. And I mean, I only have 86 mining. This mining sucks. Shout out all my skillers out there. I don't know how in the fuck you do that shit. This video is probably gonna get taken down just for me swearing. I didn't even think about that. Or maybe it would just get demonetized. I don't know. I mean, this will be the first video I'll ever put on my channel, so. How do I want to do this? Because I want these seeds. I don't want to have to rake. Fuck it, we'll rake. I don't care. Alright, so Vasa, I don't recommend potting or anything before you go in here, cause especially if you have divines, because you're going to have to brew up anyways after she hits you. As soon as you land like this, you're able to start eating. Her hit that she's going to hit on you is already calculated. So there's a 39. I'm going to brew up one more time. A little bit of lag there. And, yep, go to town. I mean, the best case scenario is going to be that we can take her down before we get dragged to the middle again, because then we're going to have to repot, which is kind of sketchy with divines, because they go down if you brew, but you kind of have to brew. But man, I love the T-bow here. If you can manage to stay potted, or like even better if you're overloaded. That shit is just crazy with Vasa. Oh yeah, now that I said something, it's not. You want to make sure you're stabbing these. You definitely do not want to try to siphon them or anything. You can claw them, I guess. You can claw spec them, you know, that's has its benefits, but usually just go for the AFK poke. And yep, rinse and repeat. You'll see that I like run over here because it's out of his range. But it gets kind of tricky because every now and then he can see you. Let's finish this. Come on. Alright, so normally I wouldn't even go in for a hit here, but it's a couple extra points before this crystal goes down. See if we can take it down. We need a big hit. Nope, not going to happen. So we're going to get dragged to the middle again. What can you do? Ugh, and she's coming this way. Oh, I just shot the crystal. Like I said, no means is this meant to be a professional guide, but hopefully it'll help you a little bit. At least tell you what you're meant to do. I know I'm a little late. Raids have been out for like 15 years, but hey, I'm trying. Probably gonna just hit a stamina here, might as well. Should be able to kill it this one. Oops. That's not rigor. Oh, sketchy. Die. Sweet. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, might as well grab some Endarkened Juice from here. Let's see, why not? And now all we got left is crabs and prep. Like I said, this is just gonna be a prep raid. I don't see why not. Better yet, we have to, because I don't have any overloads. And I would not recommend doing them without overloads. So, this is the AIDS crab room, in my opinion. I really don't like it, but the way I do it isn't, I guess, like, extremely efficient, you know? But it works for me. I've gotten pretty fast at it. So I'll literally get all 4 of these crabs. All 4 of you bitches. drag them over here. Get the first one set in place, which is going to be you. Drag this guy over here. Then I like to get one like stunned kind of over here, so I can stun it quickly. I'm going to re-stun these guys. I'm going to go right here, because you want to bounce the color into those. So, you know, you just kind of wait for the orb to come. Hopefully I stun them for long enough. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a little love tap. And then as soon as that bounces off, you're going to want to stun all of those over again, so they'll stay where they were. And it should work out to where they'll turn white, and you don't have to worry about any of that. And there's that one. Now I'm going to go back and stun him again real quick. Now that ball is going to be coming kind of quick, so, you know, you're going to want to make sure you at least tag one of them to turn them green, just in case they stayed red for too long. And then we're going to stand here, then go back for the final stun. I really don't know a way to do this room any more efficient in terms of a solo, just because of how it's laid out. I mean, you have to have something set up here. I mean, you can use the wall for some of them, but for like majority of them, I mean, you kind of have to have the double bounce. So, yep. So there's that last one. Make sure you don't run into it. So now we got to kill scavengers. So yeah, we're just gonna put all this back on so we have room for everything. We already got a little bit of juice. I don't really need too much more than that, other than what I need to make my brews. And yep, we're just gonna kill these bad boys. This is another spot that the Sanguinesti can come OP. Make sure you get your planks for your chest. I mean, the more the merrier. I usually will just make a small chest, because why not? But I mean, if I get, you know, extra ones like this, then I'll definitely grab them. You're going to want to get however many of these you want for brews, bearing in mind that one of them goes towards the overload. Yeah, I don't really need those. Can I get away with making a large chest? No. So we'll just stick with 4. And what did we get? More fucking, look at it, Jesus. Got enough planks to build a house. I want a house. Nice flicks. What we get? Alright, so these are for your restores. That's going to be plenty for me. My girl texted me all types of wild shit while I'm sitting here trying to make a guide, so bear with me if I stop talking for a second. I'm just trying to multitask. Sicily, come on. Ah, this game sucks. Slice. Sicily. Nice. Okay, so that's prep done. I mean, you know, like I said, this is not meant to be some crazy efficient sub 20-minute raid guide. This is just a walkthrough of how I would do a non-sweaty solo. I've done my fair share of no preps, but I really don't enjoy raiding like that. It's so punishing for making, you know, mistakes trying to be speedy. You lose so many points and chances of getting a reward, and I guess, I don't know, it just depends on the person, really. Some people are willing to perfect that to where they're getting 3 raids done in one day, or one day, 3 raids done in an hour, or, you know, they'll have their points per hour almost at 90k, where I'm totally fine doing 2 raids an hour and still getting, you know, around 60k points an hour. I don't see anything wrong with that. So we're going to rake for some seeds. And yeah, that's plenty. I don't need any more than that. So these 2 are going to be for your overload. You're going to want to plant 1 of each. And you're going to want 1 Noxifer leaf and 3 of those. So we're going to go ahead and go over here to the old farm patch. Plant a Noxifer. Plant one of these. You can go ahead and drop those now. I'm going to drop those there too. And then I'm going to get everything put away in here so that we can do this. And we'll take those two. Gonna go here, get some vials. Fill those up. I mean, that's kind of more than I need. Alright, we're gonna put those in here. Come over here, get 1, 2, and 3. And then you can go ahead and clear that. Get these, plant those. Get us 1 Noxifer. And then we'll get 3 of those, 1 of these. You're going to want to make 1 of each of your Gulper potions. And then you're going to want to mix an Elder with it to make an Overload. And I usually will get this out to make the blue potion while we're here. Oh, I never cleared that. Oops. Don't need that. Might as well clean it. Free XP. I mean, now this is kind of where it comes down to experience. If you're not comfortable at all at Ulm, I wouldn't expect you to only pick 14 brews and your restore pots, but I mean, for me, this is going to be plenty. Just going to put those in there, grab 1 out for this, make my blue potion, get that in there. We'll get my restores made. I like to make these on the run. Okay, so for me, that's going to be prep complete. I'm going to go ahead and get out everything I need for Ulm. Just going to be that. Get a setup here. Yep, we'll do that. We'll do that. And then we can get this. We'll just drop a brew. That'll be fine. And yep, let's go ahead and let's get it. So you hit your overload pot, brew up. Shit, I didn't really think about that. I didn't mean to drink that as much as I did. I don't think I have any more Uchu left for that. Nope. Well, okay, fuck it. We're gonna do it with 2 of these. Should be alright. I would not recommend that. If you're learning these at all, I would definitely recommend having like 3 or 4 of those, but we should be fine. Hit our prayer enhance. Now I have these tiles marked. So as soon as he pops up, I'm going to run over here. It looks like he got a hit off on me. So with this mage hand, the biggest thing is timing and knowing when he's going to turn his head. Because the goal is to have him never see you. He is not supposed to see you while you're doing this mage hand at all. That's what kind of makes it a damage-free thing. Now there you see he looked to the middle. And that's because I splashed. So if you splash on this hand from this hand's corner, he's probably going to look in the middle. There's a chance he's not, and he'll look still over to the side like he's supposed to, but it seems like he kind of likes to look in the middle. So I'll go for a Dragon Warhammer spec as soon as I get a good hit there on the mage hand. He's going to get a hit there on me. So it's not the cleanest, but gets the job done. Since I hit a Dragon Warhammer that spec there, usually on the first phase, I won't really push for 2. I mean, if it was a challenge mode, I'm definitely going to push for 2, but 1 spec should be fine for like a lance, because lance is extremely accurate. He didn't see me. So now that that hand's dead, we're going to want to... Now this is going to be kind of hard to explain, the 4-to-1 and setting it up here. So he did 2 hits there. So I'm going to do what's called a 3-to-1, and that will set it up. So now we're in the 4-to-1, which means I can do 4 hits for him hitting me once. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now I'm not very good at like maintaining this 4-to-1 after he flame walls like that. I'm pretty sure you can just go back into it, but I guess we're gonna find out. Nope, so there's a special. There's that. Now he should idle. Yep. Now we're back into it. So what I like to do with the scythe is after I get this hit off right here, start doing a 3-to-1. Which is basically the same timing as the 4-to-1. It's just the scythe is a 5-tick weapon. Of course. Alright, there we go. Munch on some sweets. And now you just gotta do that 2 more fucking times. And then kill the head phase. And you're in the money, potentially. That'd be cool if we could get some loot for my first video ever. That'd be pretty hype. Suppose we'll see. Dodging these, I mean, there's really no method to the madness. Just don't have one land on your head. That's pretty much all I can tell you. He definitely just saw me. It's alright though. Oops. Shit, I'm fucking up. Look over there. Nice. Holy shit. Some guide this is. Jesus, okay. There we go. I think my overload just wore off. Yep, it sure did. So anyways, yeah, you can still do all this while you're re-overloading, and honestly the Sanguinesti just comes in even more OP right here, because it'll heal you up for what you just took damage from with that overload. I'm not going to spec, because I want to be able to double spec for the last phase. I'm going to briefly go over the 4-to-0, but, I mean, that one's kind of hard to explain, but we can do our best here. So this mage hand is really just comes down to keeping trying it, and just, you know, eventually you'll get a feel for the timing. Make sure you're on accurate and not long range, because this drag that kind of pulls you in when you cast the spell. Oh, fuck's sake. Acid. Woo, it's getting sketchy. Alright, well, we're gonna have to make sure we get this set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for spikes. There's one auto. Ah, that was the idle. Shit. So I think I can 3 to 1 here and it'll be set up. Oh, and he acids me again. Holy shit. Alright, well, we're back in the 4 to 1. It just took some extreme effort, but here we are. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these pots now. Now, for the 4 to 0, it really kind of just shines the most when you're no prepping. Because at this point, you usually have like 3 or 4 brews left at the most. And you're really trying to save those for the head phase. Because the head phase is very RNG when it comes to those crystals. A lot of times you can just be running exactly how you're supposed to and have every crystal in the entire fucking universe land on your head. But, so am I, yep, now that I'm 120, I'm going to go for my Dragon Warhammer specs here. My inventory is all over the place. But, fuck it. There's one. So we hit both, so that's pretty sweet. Normally don't do this, but I'm just trying to get my inventory right. Okay, so now that my inventory is good, I'm going to do a lance hit. Switch to that. And now this is kind of your just... This is, you know, you take no damage from Olm as long as you do this right. It really kind of just comes down to timing. See, like I fucked that up. Yep, big fuck up. It's alright though. Usually I can only manage to do a 4-way. Just because I mean, I might be able to sneak a little 5-way in there. I usually just camp piety. I mean, I'm not some advanced fucking gamer. I'm pretty lazy, so just camp piety and go with it. Might have to do a little bit of mage hand action after this, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, see, like that was fucking awful. Fuck it, YOLO. Alright, so we'll just go back to the mage hand now. I'm sure, you know, when you're starting to do solos, you understand how the final phase of Olm works, but you want to make sure you kill both these hands at the same time. You do not want to kill the, either of the hands first. Like, because it's going to start regenerating as soon as you do. I'm going to go ahead and brew up now and get ready for the head phase. Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead and just put a scythe on and be lazy. Actually, change mine. This is peak 4 to 0. Fucking one-way switches. So now, I mean, if you have a T-bow or whatever your range weapon is, you can do it this way, where you just kind of run from corner to corner and only shoot when he's turning his head. You know, this minimalizes damage. This is where I kind of said you could be doing everything right, and if the crystals want to fall on your head, well, sucks to be you, because they're gonna. if I'm in like a position where I'm doing this good on supplies, I'll get an extra hit there. And just take the damage to keep up the DPS. We'll smite him for this bow. What do you guys think? We're gonna get some loot? Let's see. Moment of truth. Is there a purple light? We'll even hide the chat. Give me the loot. What's in the box? White light. Well, there you have it. That is an inefficient walkthrough through an inefficient raid for some teak planks and dwarf weeds. Thanks for watching.